Hello there and welcome to Football Everyday, your friendly neighborhood football webcast coming to you from our very own Studio V right here at One Utama. Hello there, I am Zack. In the studio with me, we got the usual Football Everyday crew of Shebby Singh and our new loan signing, Mr. Anand.
Hello.
Mate.
Good to see you, man.
Thanks for coming here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, I hope the club has made you feel at home and that.
Oh,
yeah?
more than
Yeah,
ever.
we're expecting 6 goals from him just to take us to the end of the season. Hopefully he can deliver. I'll tell you what, we're going to kick off the show with some football chat because there's lots to get into. Right. This week was Champions League week, and what an amazing 2 days of football we've had. I'll tell you, on the early hours of Wednesday night, Shep, we saw 2 English clubs, Man United, Arsenal, get it on in the quarterfinals. Let's start with United's performance. Not that great a start for them in the quarterfinals, Shep.
Not at all, Zach. I agree with you. I think, Man United just somehow, I think, have used up all their reserves, or rather, have been running on spare for a long time.
Right.
I think they're getting found out, and they don't dominate teams anymore. They allowed Porto to come there, play at a very, very high tempo, and they struggled. And I think also, Sir Alex Ferguson, he somehow adopted a rotation policy from Rafa Benitez, and we all know the rotation policy doesn't work. He hasn't tried to look for stability in the team. For example, I look at the midfield area, and why would you want to play Scholes alongside Carrick? Scholes has never been a holding midfielder.
Right.
He's Mr. Square Balls. He's not penetrative enough with his passing. So that's just one example. And playing Ronaldo off Rooney, I don't think he has ever done that before.
Right.
So plenty of weaknesses, and I think Sir Alex Ferguson suddenly realizes, that there's not too much that they can come up with. I mean, they kind of, in my opinion, I think they're running out of ideas.
Okay. Well, the upshot of it all is that United have to do something British clubs have not ever achieved before, which is go to Porto and win. Anand, mate, can it be done? Can United do it?
Yeah, I mean, if they on the day they can do it, but on the other hand, United have a bad track record of playing home first and then trying to get a result away.
Right.
They've done it before in, I think, Juventus 1999.
That's correct.
But,
yeah.
That was a different team with the guts of Roy Keane and, people like with Beckham, all these guys are there.
Okay.
I don't think they can do it now.
Okay. Well, all to do for United in the Champions League anyway. But Anand, mate,
Yeah.
here's your time to shine, mate,
Of course.
because we're going to talk about Arsenal.
All right.
I see you're wearing your Arsenal t-shirt. All
Yeah.
your clothing have got Arsenal on,
Almost.
is it? Okay. Well, Arsenal went to the El Madrigal, take on Villarreal in the quarterfinal, came away with a very useful 1-1 courtesy of a wonder goal from your man
Fantastic goal,
Adebayo.
But more importantly, the beautiful lob from Fabregas that found Adebayo. And again, it was a game of 2 halves. The first half, Villarreal dominated, and of course the injuries affected Arsenal's play as well, both within the first half. But in the second half, we came back so bloody strong. It was like unbelievable.
Yep.
But to be fair, Villarreal played an excellent game, all on the ground. No forms of typical English play, and it was an exciting match. But Arsenal dominated second half. They could have got 2 or more goals, I believe. But the defense stood up just in time, and Walcott was poor in his finishing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, all still to play for both teams there. Well, I tell you what, right? The early hours of last night, that was the one a lot of people are very interested in. Later on in the show, we're going to have Jonathon from the Liverpool's Supporters Club coming here. So we'll talk to him about the Liverpool-Chelsea game. But I want to talk to you, Shep, about the magnificent display of Barcelona, who ripped Bayern Munich apart yesterday in a first-half display. I haven't seen in ages like that.
Very much so. And,
amazing.
If we had watched Bayern Munich play on the weekend against Wolfsburg, we would have realized that they are a very, very poor team.
Right.
Very, very shaky in defense. Nothing happening in midfield for them apart from Ribery. So, I mean, but yes, take nothing away from Barcelona. I'm only disappointed it's 4-0. I feel it should have been 7 or 8-0. That was how superior Barcelona
It was a scintillating display, Shep. Have we seen the winners of the Champions League, you think?
I mean, if I had to give out the Champions League trophy today, I'll give it to Barcelona. Because I think if they do not win it, I think football will be the loser.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, right? We're going to take a little break, but when we come back, we're going to have a little chat with Jonathon from the Liverpool's Supporters Club. He's going to talk to us about a very cool event they're organizing this weekend. So we'll be back after this break. Hello there and welcome back to Football Everyday. Okay, we're going to take a move away from the football chat for a while and meet our very special guest, Jonathon, who's
Zack.
representing the Liverpool Supporters Club Malaysia. Hello, mate. Thanks
Good
for
to be
coming
back here, Zack.
Yes,
Yeah.
thanks for coming back on the show. I tell you what, right, the Liverpool Supporters Club Malaysia are organising a very special event. We've got a little flyer here, and it's in remembrance of the Hillsborough tragedy. These guys are holding an auction of Liverpool FC memorabilia to raise some fund for the Hillsborough Justice Campaign and the Hillsborough Family Support Group. Nice one. I tell you what, Jonathon, mate, great event. What was the inspiration behind holding it to try and raise some funds for the whole campaign?
For all the older generation, basically football fans and Liverpool fans, we all know what happened on that black day in April 15, 1989, when the tragedy in Hillsborough killed 96 Liverpool fans. So I was fortunate enough to be there. To go to Liverpool and see how the two groups, the Hillsborough Justice Campaign and the Hillsborough Family Support Group, organizing events, trying to those who have actually trying to recover from that tragedy.
Right.
This year will be the 20th anniversary of the tragedy. So we here in Malaysia feels that we are part of a family in Liverpool itself. So the least we can do is try to help them out with their struggle for especially the legal battle, because they still haven't got justice over what has happened at Hillsborough. So this Saturday, we'll be having a fundraising event in Cobras, and we've actually pledged £1,000 to both these groups.
Okay. Well, it's quite amazing, right? But you've been there, you've met the families of people involved, right, Jonathon? I mean, how do you think the whole tragedy has really impacted like the club? You know, I mean, certainly it had repercussions, right?
Well, firstly, it's quite sad because I'm sure you all know about the history of the Sun newspaper and what has been reported in the press,
They were
in the
kind
media.
of accusing Liverpool fans
Yes.
of all sorts of things. Yes.
But actually, what happened is actually there was a lack of crowd control, and if I do not want to elaborate further, but what this tragedy has actually done towards the Liverpool, I think has got us closer together as a family, because we feel for one another, and we try our utmost best to actually help them in their struggle for justice.
Okay, cool. Well, obviously, you know, this is an auction of Liverpool FC memorabilia to raise funds. So all you Liverpool fans out there, I know you want to get your hands on some tasty stuff, right? Jonathon, mate, just what kind of stuff can we expect?
Well, stuff is
can I buy a
ranges-
Kenny Dalglish number 7 shirt?
Yeah, one of the main items will be the 2001 treble winning jersey. The jersey which was signed by the 2001 treble winning squad. We also have a main plate signed by outgoing CEO Rick Perry as well. Yeah. And there's lots of stuff. And the good part is we've actually had a good response from members, because they themselves have actually donated part of their own souvenirs towards this charity fund. So it says a lot for the fans over in Malaysia, because it's not easy getting your hands on these such valuable items, and for them to part away with such items, it says a lot. And we can't say much but to say a big thank you to those who have actually supported this event.
Okay, fantastic stuff. And you know what, right? I just need to know, are Evertonians and Spurs fans and Gooners allowed to come to this event? Or?
Yes, for this event, we have done an exception where previously only members are allowed for the event.
Sure.
But for this one, we have actually allocated both members and non-members. So for those who have non-members, please contact, you can go to our website at www.lscm.com.my, and you can actually register yourself for the event, because seats are limited, so please hurry fast.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Shebby, I mean, what do you think of I know you've been a football fan for a long time, and Hillsborough was a black day for British football. I mean, since then, the positive is that it has improved things like crowd control in Britain, right?
Very much. I mean, changes were needed, and unfortunately, you always have to wait for something like this to happen before the authorities take action. But I remember watching the pictures in my living room, and it wasn't really very nice, wasn't very pleasant. And yes, I can feel the goosebumps already, recalling that incident. So it was a very, very emotional day, and I think every year you can feel it as if it was yesterday, and I think that's what has united not only Liverpool Football Club, but everybody associated with football.
Okay, cool. And on that note, we're going to take a little break now. When we come back, we're going to preview this weekend's games, and I want to talk to Jonathon about last night's debacle at Anfield. So keep it right here on Football Every Day. Hello there and welcome back to Football Every Day. Okay, this weekend's matches, back to Premiership action. Some great games coming up. I tell you what, right, the title race is hotting up. Of course, Liverpool are hot on the heels of United. We all know that. Very exciting stuff. Liverpool actually take on Blackburn, right, this weekend. A game they surely must win to keep on United's tails. Jonathon, mate, I mean, before we get into Liverpool-Blackburn, what happened last night, mate, and how's it going to impact this weekend's very crucial Premiership game?
As we speak, Zack, I'm still having a hangover from watching this morning's game.
That's right. They got tonked at home by Chelsea. It could have been worse, right?
Yes. I think it's just it's down to Benitez. We were talking to Shebby before the show, and it's just shoddy defending from set pieces. You just have to. You don't do zonal markings like what Shebby was saying. You know, you have to have man on man, and you look at the players that Chelsea has during these set pieces. People like the likes of Drogba, Alex.
Chelsea are not short of height, that's for sure.
But you know, it was another player who unexpectedly was the match winner with the two headers. So it's not something that they would have expected.
No, and that's besides the point. It's how you defend at corner kicks. You know, man for man marking, get two postmen. You know, nobody, you know, whether it's Drogba or Alex or Ivanovic or anybody who would have headed the ball in. You don't allow free headers, and I don't understand why coaches still there are coaches in the world who don't play with two postmen or defend with two postmen from corner kicks. Three on the line is more difficult to beat than one on the line. I mean, this is simple basics of the game, and Rafa let them down.
Stick your small guy on the post, right? I mean,
doesn't matter, you know. There's still another target to avoid.
Well, I'll tell you what, lads, right? Sorry to cut you off there, Sheb, but like, you know, Blackburn, physical team. We all know the brand of football they like to play. They certainly would have seen Liverpool's marking or non-existent marking at corners. They'd want to exploit that, right?
Well,
Chris Samba to start up front as he did against Spurs in the second half.
I mean, you know, he's a big boy and he certainly can cause some trouble. So, how are Liverpool gonna bounce back?
I think they'll definitely bounce back because after the scoreline this morning, as much as me as a Liverpool fan, as much as I want them to progress in the Champions League, but going to Stamford Bridge and getting 3 goals is not that an easy task. So I think that now they will actually shift their concentration towards the Premier League. And I think that with the likes of Mascherano back into the lineup, it should be. It's not going to be an easy victory, but I think they'll just put it off and get the 3 points.
I think they will, because if you look at the last Blackburn performance in the first half against Spurs overran them, should have scored more goals, didn't, and allowed Blackburn to come back. I think Liverpool are going to go out there and smash them. I seriously think that, you know, Blackburn are in for a hiding.
Well, there's no more dangerous a team than a team that's been tonked in midweek and want to prove something. So I'm going to tip Liverpool for that one too, actually. All right, moving on. We got another very crucial game in the title race. United go up to the Stadium of Light to take on Sunderland, another desperate team, desperately in need of points. Shebby, this makes Sunderland a dangerous animal, doesn't it? I mean, they need the points.
They need the points. They're desperate for the points. But do they have enough? I don't think so. I still feel, even though Man United are struggling, I still don't think that Sunderland have enough about them to be able to get 3 points. Maximum 1 point perhaps. But I'm going to go with Man United sneaking it again.
Okay.
I believe that, you know, now United's mind is back on the second leg of the Champions League. They've got to score at least 3 goals, or at least get a win and prevent Porto from coming back. So they could be distracted enough to lose drop all 3 points from against Sunderland.
Okay. Well, just rushing along, there's another very crucial game, more crucial than the other two we were talking about, really. And this is the straight fight for 5th place between Aston Villa and Everton. Sheb.
No, Zack, the question is, how Everton going to approach this game? You have to answer that.
We need a whole different podcast for that. But Sheb, just rushing along, Villa, mate. Certainly, they've got to pull out this nosedive and this is crucial for them to hang on to 5th, right?
Let's look at the performance against Manchester United. I thought one of their best performances in the last maybe 4 or 5 weeks, but they lost. How will that affect them psychologically? I think it will affect them a lot. If you play badly and lose, it's one thing. If you play well and lose, it affects you. But I still feel that at home, I think they'll be good for a point. I don't think they can beat Everton.
Well, let's hope that's the kiss of death from Shebby there for the Villa team there. Okay, this is Football Every Day. We're going to have to wrap this up. Jonathon, thank you very much.
Welcome, Zack.
Cheers, mate. I would love to be there for your event. Let's have fun, huh?
Hope to see you there.
Anand, cheers, mate. Thank you very much. This is Football Every Day. Until next week, goodbye.
No worries.
Nice one, guys.